Hello and welcome to the new version of Form Simplicity. My name is Robert Rodriguez with your Miami trainers of the Miami Association of Realtors. In today's course, we'll be covering how to use Form Simplicity to look up contracts, create packages, create transactions, and e-sign your documents. As always, Miami members have access to Form Simplicity by logging into the Miami Gateway and locating the Form Simplicity icon. Also, inside of Matrix homepage, you'll look for external links and you will find the Form Simplicity link. Once inside Form Simplicity, you'll notice a total new field for the new version. You can always switch back to the old version by looking for the tab on the right-hand side of your page that says Switch to Old Version. We'll begin by going to Preferences and making sure your account preferences are set up. By clicking on account information, you'll notice that you can change your email and your phone number and clicking on save changes. If you need to change your name or your office, you'll let your Association of Realtors know and we'll go ahead and save this for you. For email notifications, you want to make sure that you have all the email notifications turned on and that we are emailing this email address that you will place here. So you'll be notified each and every time there's a task due or when you receive a contract inside of Form Simplicity. You want to also make sure you set up your email signature so you have that set up every time you send emails out through Form Simplicity. Let's go ahead and click on Home and let's get started with your Form Simplicity training. You'll notice a few differences from the old version. You now have transactions where you go to the transactions page. You can look at your transactions either in a list view, which is what we're looking at right now, or a gallery view by clicking over here on the right-hand side. You can even add photos to your transactions if you'd like. We'll go ahead and cover that a little later. You got blank forms, and inside blank forms is where you'll find the folder for the Florida Realtors. Also the folder for the Miami Association of Realtors and your Fannie Mae folder. If you click on the Florida folder, you'll see all the addendums and contracts and disclosures from your Florida Realtor show up in alphabetical order. If you need to locate a form, simply type the name of the form on the search bar on the upper right corner, like this. Click on As Is, and then go ahead and search, and you will find your As Is residential contract for sale and purchase. If you're looking for a lease agreement, you're going to go ahead and type in the word lease, and you will also find now all your lease agreements. So it's quite simple to locate a form. You simply type in the name of the form and you click on search. Now once you do find the form, you have several options with this form. You can select the form and you can print this form in a blank document. You can also email the form or download the form to your computer in a blank document. If you wish to fill out the form, you simply click on the name or the link of the form and this will open up your contract. Once inside the document, all the blank fields are available for you to fill out like this. And then towards the end of your contract, you're going to go ahead and hit print up here, or you're going to also save it, or you're going to close it by clicking on the little X. Let's go ahead and close it and not save it. We are going to close without saving, or you can create a new transaction right away by clicking on Save and Close. Let's close without saving. All right, so when you're looking for packages, you're going to notice here you have Forms Library, and you also have Forms Packages. By switching over to Forms Packages, now you have access to all of your packages like you did in the old version. You'll notice right away the first option is for brokerage-wide. Those brokers who have created packages for the offices, you'll find all of your office packages under brokerage-wide. For all your personal packages, you'll find them under the folder for personal. If you wish to create a package, all you need to do is click on the Create a New Package. You're going to give it a name. Let's give it As Is Contract. And then let's go ahead and click on Create Forms Package. Once your Forms package is created, you'll notice it right here. And we're going to click on the name of the Forms package so we can now add files to this. You're going to come here to where it says Forms. look for the green icon or the green link here that says add a form. Select from a library of the Florida folders, and you're going to go ahead and click on the forms you wish to add to your package, and then click on the add package green icon on the lower right corner, and this is going to add your forms to the package. If you wish to add more, simply click on the link for adding a form and go ahead and select the Florida folder, and here come your forms, and simply click on a few others and then click on add to package. Now you have several other forms inside your package. If you want to delete a few of these forms, you're going to click on the forms that you wish to delete from your package, and you're going to hit delete and then delete again, and this will wipe out the forms you had inside your package. For deleting your package, you're going to look for the red icon on the upper right corner that says delete forms package, and this will eliminate the entire package from Form Simplicity. As a reminder, agents working with an office, you are not able to delete or edit any forms packages created by your broker. You're only able to use them. Only brokers are able to create office packages, modify, or delete the office packages. All right, so if you want to do clauses, you're going to go to the upper right corner and you're going to find clauses. And these are clauses that you may want to create so you can use at a later time inside of your contracts. You simply click on create a new clause, and you will enter the name of the clause and then the content of your clause, and then click on save new clause when finished. It's rather simple, and if you want to delete a clause, you're going to come here, you're going to click on the clause, and then you hit delete clause, and that clause will now be deleted from your system. You will also know that you have brokerage-wide clauses. These are clauses created by your broker. Same thing applies. You are not able to modify or delete any broker clauses, only use them as needed. So this is your blanks forms. You have forms library, forms packages, and clauses. Then of course you have My Files, and in My Files you're able to upload files like you would in Dropbox and store them inside of Form Simplicity by clicking on Upload, finding the files inside of your computer and uploading them into the system. Once your files are inside, you can always select a file, and then you can e-sign this file, you can go ahead and email it, and you can fax it as well. What we're going to do now is that we're going to actually start a transaction from scratch. So we're going to click on transactions and start a brand new transaction by looking for the green icon on the upper left corner that says start a new transaction. So for transactions, you're going to enter a street address. So here we're going to go ahead and enter an address, 16 Palm Avenue. And on the right hand side, you're going to also name the transaction. I'm going to name it with the same address as the property, and we're going to go ahead and give it the client name as well. Let's give it Michael Jordan, all right, as my fictitious client for today. Then you'll select which property type is it. This is a residential. You have options like commercial. You have also farm, ranch, and vacant land. Let's go with residential. And then you select what transaction type. Are you representing the seller? Are you representing the buyer? Is this a listing and purchase or a lease and rental? Let's go with purchase. We're representing the buyer in this case. Right away, to ask you if you'd like to use a forms package with your transaction. So I'm going to go ahead and click on as is contract, and this is a forms package that I wish to use as part of my transaction. And then on the lower right corner, you will find the green create transaction button, and this will create your transaction right away. What you are going to notice is that now you can upload a photo for your transaction simply by going to the upper left corner where the photo goes, and then you want to upload a photo right over here. Click to browse your device, and then let's go ahead and pretend to upload a photo of a property. Let's get this photo in here. Not able to get that one. My apologies. Let's just try this again. Let's go with this one here. And this is, of course, a fake photo that I have in my computer. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on Add Photo. and this is now the photo for your transaction. Then you're going to go ahead and click on full address, and you're going to type in the full address, which is 16 Palm Avenue. Or what you can do is you can enter an MLS ID number right here from Matrix, and then you can import the data by entering the MLS ID right here. Import the data directly from the MLS. Here's the listing, 16 Palm Avenue. Hit select, and now you have all the listing description and details added to your transaction. So this is a listing at $28.5 million, and we're going to purchase this for $21 million. Select residential, transaction type purchase. It is a new transaction. You also have active, you have pending, you have closed. So we're going to keep it as new. And we already have our package in here with the forms that we will be using during our transaction. If you needed to add more forms, you simply look for the green icon or the green link that says add forms, and this will prompt you if you wanted to open up a package or from your blank forms library. For files, if you have files sitting inside of your computer, you can always upload files by selecting upload file, and this lets you upload files that are sitting inside of your computer that you wish to use with your transaction. Let's open up one of the contracts, and you'll notice right away that the information was populated into the system. No, it has not been populated. Let's go back. Let's click on close. And what you're going to need to do to populate the information to the contract is you're going to look for transaction participants down here, and you'll notice the listing brokerages and the buyer brokerages. And what you're going to do is you're going to add your buyer and your seller. So let's go ahead and add a buyer. In this case, we're going to add a buyer. Let's call them Michael Jordan again. All right, so you got Michael Jordan right here. And if there's another buyer, you're going to click on buyer 10 and 2 and add them. Save information. We've now added party 1, Michael Jordan. If you know the name of the seller, you're going to open up your tax record and you're going to look for the seller, and then you're going to click here, add seller, and this one we're going to call them LeBron James. And then we're going to click on party 1 and also call this LeBron James. And then come down here, hit save seller information. So now that we have our transaction participants inside, now we can click on the contract, and you'll notice that the information has been populated into the contract itself. The seller and the buyer with the address 16 Palm Avenue. You also have the legal description, and you have your purchase price is going to be right here, $21 million. And then you can put in a deposit of $3 million, and then you want to fill out your contract. If you go to the next to last page of your contract, you are going to notice that you have the additional field section where you can insert clauses. I'm going to demonstrate this as soon as I get there, how easy it is to insert a clause into your contract. So here we are in the additional terms. You can type your clause, or you can use the insert clause option right up here. We're going to put in an administrative fee. Simply click on insert, and right now you have an administrative fee. Once finished with your contract, you're going to go ahead and save it, and now your contract is ready to send to your customers. We're going to click on the X, and the next step I'll do is I'm going to select the contract, and then you have Esign, you'll have print, you have email, and you also have fax. You also have the ability to delete a contract or download the contracts to your computer. Let's go ahead and email it. right away to our customer, Michael. And now we're going to go ahead and put in contract. And we're going to send it to your customer, Michael Jordan. Now, if you wanted to print this, you simply select print right here, and you will be asked to enter your printer serial number, in this case, in our office, and then go off and print it. You have fax, which you're able to fax a document by selecting the document and hitting fax, and then putting in the fax number anywhere nationwide, absolutely free. One interesting feature of Form Simplicity is that you're able to build what's called collaboration. You're able to share files with anyone simply by adding a collaborate name and email address of someone. Let's go ahead and add, again, our customer, Michael Jordan. And I'm going to give this a title like Shared Files, and then send collaboration link. What we're doing is that we're inviting your customer to have access to the transaction inside of your account. Now, we are going to assign them documents. So by looking under the collaborate, you're going to look for documents and then the word manage. By selecting manage, now you're able to select forms and choose which files you would like to share with your customers. At this point, your customers will receive an email with a link allowing them to look at the files that we have selected. So let's go ahead and open up an email so I can demonstrate how the email shows to your customer and how they're able to look at forms. So here I am opening my email, and you'll notice that the shared file is right here. And when the customer receives this, it's simply a link that looks like this. And when they click on it, they will have access to Form Simplicity only to the documents that I allowed them to have access to. They can only open a document in a PDF format and make comments on the right-hand side. They will not be able to make any changes to the document. Now, suppose I want to suspend this access. Well, you're going to go back to Form Simplicity. Under the Collaborate, you're going to look for shared link, and then you have enabled and then disabled. Once disabled and the customer tries to click on this link again, you'll notice an error message saying that this shared link has been disabled. So you truly have access to enabling and disabling your shared link at any time. Now I'm going to enable it, and let's remove one of the contracts. So let's go back to Documents, and let's hit Manage, Forms, and let's remove the addendum. Now I am sharing only the as is. The addendum is now removed from the shared link. So let's go ahead and click on this link again. As if we were the customer, you'll notice that they only have access to the as is contract, and the addendum is now gone. Going back to my email, you also see that I received an email with a PDF file with this contract that we had emailed your customer, Michael Jordan. All right, so this is an interesting way to share your files by doing the collaboration. Now, of course, you all have Esign. If you upgrade to the Esign with Form Simplicity for only $72 a year, you have access to the unlimited e-signature. Or as a Miami Platinum Plus member, you get Esign included with your payment and upgrade to the Miami Platinum Plus. Or if your brokerage offers you the e-sign through Form Simplicity, you have access to e-sign. So for e-signing, all you need to do is click on the contract you wish to use for e-signing, and then click on e-sign right up here. Once you click on e-sign, you're going to select who will be the signers. In this case, none of these will be the signers. We're going to click on create a new session, and you're going to wait for Esign to open up in a new window. If you do receive a message that says that a pop-up blocker has blocked any pop-up or any window from opening, then you are going to have to disable your pop-up blocker in order for Esign to work. So here we are inside of Esign. Again, if you are not able to reach the screen, you want to make sure that your pop-up blocker is disabled in order for Esign to work. So let's go ahead and give this a transaction name. Let's give it Michael Jordan. All right, that's the transaction name. And session, let's go with Palm Avenue. And then you'll notice on the right-hand side, you have send to one signer at a time in order. So if you are sending to multiple signers, you can choose which signer gets the email first and which signer gets the email second. You also have the option to just send to all signers at once. You can include yourself as a signer if you need to. In this case, we're not going to include myself as a signer. You can allow signers to delegate to another person if needed. You can also send a CC email of final documents as an attachment. Let's go ahead and click on that one. And we are not going to set up an expiration date for your session. You can set up an expiration date where if they do not get this session completed by the expiry date, then it will be disabled. So when you're finished, you want to go ahead and click on next. And the next step is going to be, I forgot the CC email. Let's put in a CC email. Let's put in my personal email address. All right, so let's go ahead and click on next. And that's going to take us to the next step, which is inviting your signers. You're going to click on add signer. And let's put in Michael Jordan and Michael's email address. And my customer is not signing in person. I am not going to go ahead and put any notes on this. I'm simply going to hit save. Once saved, you can add more signers if needed. If not, you will look for the next option right here. And this is going to take you to the next option where you're going to say buyer number 1 is Michael Jordan. If you had another buyer, then you will open up the drop down and select the second buyer. We're going to click on next and then hit yes. And this is now going to open this section where you are allowed to select your as-is contract or add more files if you need, and then click on next, and then your file will open up. You're going to notice that every field that your buyer needs to initial is already colored in orange. This is indicating that your buyer must initial each and every orange field. Now, some of the tools that Esign offers you are going to be located on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side. So for example, if I wish to write some text, you simply click on add text, drag it, and now you can go ahead and put in Michael Jordan here, and I am writing text. If I wish to drop an initials field, on the left you're going to look for initials and drop an initial field there. If you need a signature, you can click on signature and then drop it there as well. You also have the option to strike through. You'll notice here on the right hand side you can strike through any line by placing the strike through and then stretching it out for the remainder of the line. You can also underline by selecting underline and then place it underneath a sentence or a word, and then you can underline a sentence or a word. And you can also highlight by selecting highlight, and then you want to make sure that you place it over the words or sentence that you want to highlight and then stretch it out. So some of these fields are there for you to use when using Esign. Of course, if you need to delete one of these fields, there is a red X here that allows you to delete these fields right away. Once finished, you want to go ahead and click on next. And then you're going to click on next again. You can write a message to your customer or not. You can click on finish when done. And now your customer will receive an email allowing them to e-sign their document. Normally what we tell people in classes, at this point you want to contact your customer, let them know that they've received an email from you for e-signing. So here's the email coming in right now, signing invite, Palm Avenue. It is sent to Michael Jordan. It'll say Robert Rodriguez has invited Michael Jordan to sign. At this point, your customer will look for the link that says review and sign, and this will open up a new window and allowing them to select a signature or draw one of their own signatures by clicking on that blue link. So let's go ahead and select a nice little signature here for Michael Jordan. And once we select a signature, they will have to agree to the consumer disclosure on the lower right corner. By agreeing and hitting start, now they're going to start the Esign session. It's going to give them a quick explanation on how it works. You're going to click on Got It and simply hit start on the upper left corner, and it's going to take them step by step, allowing them to click on the field, and their initials will be placed on every orange field, making it very quick and easy for anyone to use eSign. I want to remind you that people can also sign from their phones or their tablets in the same fashion. No computers needed for this. All they need is a device that has access to the internet, and Form Simplicity will open in that device. So once your customer has gone through the entire contract, reading it and signing it, they will be able to finish the signing session like this. The system is going to tell them, you are now finished. You are now finished and everything has been completed. Would you like to complete your signing session? And they're going to click on yes. Once they have clicked on yes, now the form has been shared to the customer as well to you, the realtor. You'll find the form inside of Form Simplicity by going back to transactions. And underneath the file section of your transaction, you'll find the signed document also with the certificate of authenticity. Now, by opening the signed document, it will open in a PDF format, allowing you to see all the signature fields and initial fields completely filled out. By closing this document, I will also open the certificate so you guys can see that this is a certified signature by Michael Jordan, which captures his IP address and date and timestamp when this document was signed. I want to mention that every e-sign session will have the documents that were signed underneath the file section of your transaction. Underneath the form section is where you will keep all original forms inside of your transaction. The ones that are not signed. The ones that are signed will always be under the file section. In this point, if you're not using eSign and someone sends you a signed document, all you need to do is upload this document under files to get it inside of Form Simplicity by clicking on the upload file. All right, so in essence, this is how we use the Form Simplicity transaction. And then, of course, you can go down here. You have access to tasks, so you can create a task for your customers and give it a date. You can also check your email histories to see how many emails you've sent your customer, and then the entire history on your transaction here as well. Now, let's go back to transactions. And there's a few changes to the new version that you want to know is that you can also now share your transaction by clicking on the share icon right here. And then this allows you to create a sharing with your office colleagues by clicking on create. You can invite one of your colleagues from your office and then give them permission to read and write, and full access. Of course, read means they can only see your documents. Read and write means they can see and they can write on your documents, and full permission level means that they can even delete your documents. So this is excellent when working with partners, or if you simply want to share your documents with anyone from your office. All right, that will be by locating the share icon within inside the folder of your transaction. When you're finished with your transaction, you can always archive your transaction by clicking on status, and then this is going to be now an active transaction, of course. And once you go inside of the transaction, you'll notice that you can archive your transaction here in orange, and this will send it into your archive folder. Your archive folder will be here where it says archive transactions, and you'll find now that the 16 Palm Avenue transaction has been archived. If you don't like this new version, again, of the gallery, you can always switch over to the list. allowing you to look at it in a list format. So we have covered today everything that you want to know about the new Form Simplicity, the new version. As you can see, it is rather simple. There are no excuses not to switch over from the old version. Plus, we really don't know how much longer the old version will be available. We want to thank everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And if you did enjoy, please make sure that you give us a like on YouTube, or even if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Miami Trainers, and follow us on Facebook at Miami Trainers. Again, thank you for watching. This is a presentation of the new version of Form Simplicity. Have a great day, and thank you for being a Miami member.